Hello everyone, my name is Owain on the Thomas Bros channel, and this is my brother.
Joey.
So today we will be talking about the first 2 episodes of Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. Now this is the newest Spider-Man animated show that came out yesterday.
Yes.
And now that we've watched it, we are going to review the first 2 episodes. And obviously if you guys haven't seen the first 2 episodes yet, then this is your chance to click off now before you get spoiled. 3, 2, 1, toaster.
Okay, so first 2 episodes, they're half-hour long each. What did you think of the intro to does the sort of setup for?
Yeah, so are you talking about the intro theme?
Yeah, because I like the idea of being a very comic-y look. I mean, I know that's the animation as well, but the intro actually had a proper comic book feel to it.
Yeah.
Like you were flicking through the pages of a comic, and
I like how they kind of changed the Spider-Man, the 50s Spider-Man kind of thing, and they managed to have that as a little thing in there as they were leading into the actual music for the theme.
But, I just thought I'd mention that real quick, because I know maybe we don't usually talk about the intros and stuff, but I thought the intro was kind of cool for this show. So, a lot of characters to go over. Obviously, a lot that we don't know about, but I thought it was interesting that the origin of this Peter Parker
was changed slightly.
Yeah, it wasn't done the way I was expecting it with an Oscorp spider. It was actually done from a portal that was brought, I guess, Venom, you meant to believe it's
Venom?
I
think it's supposed to be a Venom or some kind of symbiote that Doctor Strange was fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely a symbiote. It's just, you think it's Venom, but obviously he's got the fur and all that. I mean, I'm assuming this is because of the different type of animation.
Venomized Craven.
Yeah, but I'm literally, that just got to me, the fur, then I just thought, okay, I assume this is Venom.
So, obviously you have Peter who went to Midtown, which is where that whole battle happened.
It was his first day, as in terms of the story.
Yes.
His first time to go in there. And
then I do actually like how, with the fight with the symbiote and Doctor Strange, he actually tries to rewind time because obviously, the Venom symbiote throws a car into the building.
Oh yeah, it's the Eye of Agamotto and all that.
Because that's such an overpowered ability, to turn back or fast forward time. So I'm glad he at least tried to use it instead of them just forgetting that he had it.
Yeah, that fight was kind of cool because you saw him actually using the animation to flip the building over and stuff like that. So yeah, it's Peter's first day of orientation.
Yes.
And he already meets a few characters.
Including Nico Minoru.
Yes.
Who apparently is a superhero from The Runaways.
Interesting.
I have no idea what The Runaways are, but apparently that's a thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. With these characters, we're not too well versed. If they are, main characters in other stories, we're probably not going to know about them. Yeah. You probably know them, but more than me, so... you don't see... I mean, I don't know if it was, pre-warned that there wasn't going to be an Uncle Ben in this, but obviously Uncle Ben is dead.
Though, actually, I'm quite happy that they mentioned Uncle Ben, because... whether it's a legal thing with Sony or something, I don't know, but they have not acknowledged Uncle Ben's existence in the MCU.
Yeah, in the MCU.
But since this is supposed to be a kind of spin-off of the MCU in a way, a what-if kind of thing of Norman Osborn being in that universe.
Because originally this was planned to be the origin of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but now it's been flipped into another universe to now they can use something like Uncle Ben to be said in there.
Yes, but you've got to assume that at least some of the things, a few small elements, would have been from the show would have been in the MCU. Later on, when Peter stops that car from crashing into the bus, that is a replicated scene, shot from Civil War. So you've got to assume that some little parts from this show were actually in the MCU.
Yeah.
So it's interesting for them to actually acknowledge Uncle Ben for once.
Yeah.
In an MCU Spider-Man film.
There's quite a few surprises that I thought for characters. I mean, the animation for this is interesting. I'm not usually used to this animation, but...
I think that the animation, it looks good for some characters like Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but I feel for some others like Aunt May, it kind of looks a bit odd.
It does a little bit, yeah. And at first, I didn't know who some of these characters were because they look so different to how we would normally perceive them and stuff like that. But I think one of the other shockers was we got to see a young version of Tombstone in this.
Yes. So, because obviously they have Lonnie Lincoln as the as a character in this, and as like a.
But he's like a high school.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest. At first, I thought he would have been a Flash Thompson.
I know that's what I was thinking. You know, the jacket and all that, always trying to get in Peter's way and stuff like that. But, you know, another universe, anything can happen, everything's different.
It was Tombstone, and he's actually not bad. He's actually a good person.
A good person, yeah.
Honestly, I feel like that's going to change by the end of the season, and this will kind of be like, instead of having a kind of Harry Osborn being turned to the dark side, it's going to be sort of Lonnie Lincoln being turned into Tombstone. Whether it be like by Norman Osborn, or because he's rumoured to be in this Fisk.
Interesting. But I mean, here's the first 2 episodes. And
Yeah,
how
so
many episodes are in this season, actually?
I don't know. I think about like 18, but that's just a guess, because that's what most of these shows seem to be.
And it is 2 a week, so it's probably about like 9 weeks-ish. But yes, there's a lot to fit in, but you know, the starting 2 episodes, I think, have like sort of laid the foundation really for what's happening. It definitely shows Peter, like, responsibilities being spread out to so many things. Like trying to, you know, go to Midtown to, you know, actually keep up with his education, to actually be there to be, you know, Spider-Man, to actually help other people. And also the internship
that he gets to Oscorp at the end, when after he's like helped that lady who was like robbing from the pizza store.
Yeah, I saw Norman actually. Yeah, he kind of reminded me in the same sense of Tony going to Aunt May's. Yeah,
because again, that's another shot-for-shot replica from the MCU. Just it's changed now, so instead of it being Tony Stark, there it's Norman Osborn. Yeah,
so obviously the interaction is different, but it does make you think, you know, wow, if that actually happened in the MCU, if Norman.
Yeah, because that's essentially what this show is. It's just what if, you know, Norman was in it.
Yeah, I think they maybe took the ideas from if they had originally had for a Tom Holland origin.
Yeah,
but
like
now
if,
they're
like if they had the full rights to Spider-Man essentially from the off. But then you've also got the new love interest for Spider-Man, which is
I thought it was going to be MJ or something like that at first. Or Gwen Stacy. I don't know. I
honestly thought it was going to be Liz Allen, because obviously in the MCU, that was his first like love interest in Homecoming, was Liz Allen, Vulture's daughter. And so I thought that woman was going to be Liz Allen, but no, it's some new character. I was thinking like Penny or something.
Yeah, Pearl, Penny. Pearl. Yeah, I was kind of taken away with all the new characters. Like, okay, I need to sort of like catch up now. You know, do these characters exist, or are they brand new to this?
Yeah.
But you know, it's a learning curve, I guess. As we go through the show, you're gonna learn about all these characters and stuff like that. Here's an interesting fact before we go too more deep into this. At the beginning, when they had that fight and the spider bit Peter, you know, he goes on the floor unconscious. The spider's not dead. It goes on the backpack of someone else.
That's then taken away.
Yes. Now, do you have a speculation who that is?
I feel like, because of like the clothes and stuff and the little bit of skin colour that we saw, it could be someone like Lonnie Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
But I honestly don't know. It could also be Harry Osborn, because obviously he was introduced in this, but why would he be at Midtown High?
Okay, I heard something. I heard something. This was like a comment or like a friend sort of thing telling me. But it would be an interesting idea if that person was Cindy Moon. Silk.
Yeah. Or Miles.
Or Miles, yeah. But I think because we got like the Miles movies and stuff like that, and like, you know, his own games, it would be interesting to see another Spider-Man or Spider-Woman, you know, another spider person, yeah. So that's just a thought though, like that was just something that crossed over there. So if we do get like a Silk appearance in this, who knows? So yeah, you meet Harry. Well, Peter saves Harry.
Yeah, Peter saves Harry, and actually Peter's costume in this, like his first suit, I actually really like.
It's a very put me together one. It's just red little goggles.
But I prefer it to any of the other ones, because it's got like the big tank at the bottom with all the web fluid and like the stuff, you know, like what shoots the web. The web
shoots, yeah.
Yeah, connected by tubes. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it's a very put me together one. Yeah. It's not, you know, very advanced.
But I like it because it kind of shows what's going on under Peter's suit. Like obviously with his regular suit, it kind of shows the prototype version of the web shooters with the tank and with the tubes, and kind of shows what's going on underneath his official costume with that.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It's my favourite first Spider-Man suit design for him.
Yeah, I think it was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be advanced as the show goes on, to be fair.
Yeah, it probably will. We'll probably get his classic suit. But that actually reminds me, you know when they're fighting the criminals?
Oh, yeah, the three are trying to be
and, like, the live stream, one of the words on the side is screwball. And she says, if you want better content, then come to my channel.
Is it seriously? So, I didn't read that bit.
Yes,
I read a lot. I saw I'm subbing or stuff like that. I didn't know.
Apparently she was there, so yeah, we could actually have a Screwball appearance at some point in this show, maybe.
No, I couldn't stand her in the game. She annoyed the hell out of me. Yeah, moving on from that, you got the internship. Well, actually, here's another interesting thing. So when he does go, I mean, this is once again showing his priorities being diverged away from either school or going to Lonnie Lincoln's party.
Yeah.
Because he's actually like a really nice guy. You know, he wanted to partner up with Peter. He wanted to keep his options open. They're friends, even though he's going out with the person that's meant to be Peter's love interest. This, you know, they're actually really, you know, good. And, you know, he wanted him to go to his party and all that business. And obviously he was in the internship at Oscorp and all this other business. And who you meet there are some very interesting characters, but also a female Dr. Connors.
Yes. And obviously she's missing an arm, so you can assume that at some point she'll become the Lizard. And you have Amadeus Cho, who is a superhero who becomes a version of the Hulk.
Yeah, you told me this at the time.
A smart Hulk. So essentially, you know Smart Hulk from the MCU? That's him. That's essentially
how many Hulks are there?
I think there's like 10 or something.
10?
Or something like that. You've got the evil ones, the good ones.
The original, the red one, the grey one, obviously the She-Hulk one.
But you've also got like Red She-Hulk.
I know about Hulk's son and all this business. I just didn't realise it goes up to 10. I mean, there was 5 like that.
There's probably more, honestly. There's probably loads.
Well, if you count the multiverse, maybe. But, you know, I'm just talking about like the base standard of what you'd fit in one universe. But anyways, so yeah, you have the Miss Connors there. And you also had a person there that was from Wakanda.
Yeah, and she was wearing beads, which could be like the beads that the Wakandans wear.
I thought it would be like Shuri or something at first, you know.
Yeah, she does sound like Shuri, but no, she wasn't Shuri, so... And then you also have a scientist guy there, like, you know, the orange one with like the...
Oh, yeah, the mad kook. Like,
I'm going to be honest, because I thought he was the owl, who's a Daredevil villain and is literally dressed like an owl. He's got orange hair and his hair's like this at the back. So I thought that was him, but no, apparently it's some guy called the Wizard.
Interesting.
So I have no idea who that is either.
Speaking actually, who villains you're future thinking of, what about that one he did fight in the hotel apartment that was on?
Yeah, the fire guy who was trying to burn down the whole building. Yeah, we literally
just called him the Flame or something like that.
Yeah, we just called him like the Flame
because
during that.
We were thinking of another character, the Shocker. That was it.
Yeah.
Because I think the reason why we were thinking Shocker time because the Shocker, you know, has 2 massive fist things. But this guy, even though they're flamethrowers, they had 2 massive fists. We thought this guy would be like instead of a Shocker, he's gonna be called the Flame or the Flamer or whatever.
Or like the pyrokinesis or something.
Yeah, you did say pyro at first, yeah. You said pyro initially.
Yeah, I said pyro.
But what I did love was kind of funny, and you know, he was on about, I'm going to burn this specific apartment like 52nd Street.
Because it like belongs to the rich people or something.
Yeah, and he said, dude, this is 51st. What? So I'm walking up to the window. Yeah, I'm just going to let you watch. Oh, man. It's like, wow, you really planned this out.
Yeah. Some people think that apparently, because they also made a comics about this show, and Silvermane's in them. So some people think Silvermane was behind that attack.
Oh, right, okay, that'd be interesting.
I
remember him from the 90s, but we don't see any of him these days.
Well, he's obviously a Silver Sable's father.
Yeah, but, you know, he doesn't get mentioned, is what I mean, in today's thing. It's only her, not him. So that's interesting. And then at the very end of the second episode, Norman finds out that he's dressed up as Spider-Man.
Pete obviously makes that mistake of getting changed into his Spider-Man outfit in the actual building.
There's so many cameras around everywhere.
So then the episode ends with Norman actually confronting him. And that's another thing. Norman Osborn, what did you think of him?
He's an interesting character. You don't really get to see much apart from in the apartment at the very end. Because, he did ask to see him straight away when he gets there. But, obviously he doesn't because he gets roped into other stuff.
I actually quite like what they're doing with Norman Osborn. And I really like the voice because it's also sort of paying homage to Willem Dafoe. Because it has that sort of raspiness that Willem Dafoe had as Green Goblin. So it's kind of like the actor's doing his own thing while also kind of paying homage to Willem Dafoe by having that bit of raspiness. So...
Norman's on the one to, lay all his cards on the table, he's playing it up front, as he's the good guy, I'm here to, take on the best and brightest and all that, but what actually happens behind closed doors is another thing entirely. So, he seems to have played that off pretty well. So I guess it's just what happens now, really, now that he knows, which I think is very interesting because never, I don't think ever before he's found out that Peter has been Spider-Man like that quickly.
Yeah, and before he becomes like Green Goblin. I feel like what could happen is at first they're allies, but then obviously since Norman would be doing shady stuff and Spider-Man would be obligated to stop him, that would cause like them to start to become enemies. So Norman would do things like give him a more upgraded suit and stuff, more akin to like Iron Spider kind of thing. But then as it goes along and Peter realises everything Norman's been doing, he tries to stop Norman, and that's when he becomes the Green Goblin. And Peter could throw away of Norman's tech and make his classic costume at the end or something.
Possibly. I'm just wondering. That's
my thoughts.
That the whole thing about Spider-Man, not revealing his identity, not like Iron Man or Captain America and all that business. Which we did get cameos of them, by the way.
Because you had the toy Iron Man in May's car, and then you had Norman with Captain America and the painting.
That might actually be a clue, what he wants to do with Spider-Man. He maybe used Captain America as some kind of promotional thing to Oscorp in that picture. Maybe he could do the same thing with Spider-Man. Maybe he looks at Peter now, not as just as a scientist working for it, but also as like a mascot to him to raise him up. I don't know if this is, far-fetched, if he's going to run for mayor one day. Who knows? But it's just another thing he can use him for.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that if he does become the Green Goblin one day, and they do become enemies, then what's to stop him from revealing his identity, which is what fundamentally one of the things about Spider-Man is to not reveal his identity because he doesn't want to put his own family and friends in jeopardy with the villains that he has to fight.
Well, I guess technically you could pull a Daredevil and have something on Norman to blackmail him as well. So it's essentially if you don't do this, then I won't do that to you.
Maybe something to do with Harry. The only person he would care about would be his son.
Yeah, or his image or his company or stuff like that. So, because obviously we don't really know what this Norman thinks of Harry. Does he love him in the games, or does he not really care about him?
They may pull a flanker, considering what the characters are like. I think maybe they could pull a flanker on the end. It may actually be a good Osborn for all we know. Maybe Harry's the one that's really gone off the rock, and it's the opposite. But I think it's too early to tell at the moment. Only in the first 2 episodes, and I think there's quite a lot of characters introduced. And obviously, quite a few I don't actually know. Obviously, some I do. And I think Tombstone, Lonnie Lincoln was kind of a thrower there when he was going to Midtown High.
And obviously we know he lives in the rougher areas of New York.
Yes, because you see him going on the subway.
Yeah, and then people throwing bricks into windows
houses and stuff
and
like
cops pulling up to him for assumingly no reason. So yeah, and that could actually maybe Norman offers him loads of money if he volunteers for an experiment, and that's how he becomes Tombstone, maybe.
Possibly, but he definitely seems like a nice person. He's helping out his parents, helping out his younger brother with his homework and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
I do like these episodes. I think there's a lot of potential to be something quite big.
I mean, it was inspired by Spectacular Spider-Man.
Wow, and that show got cancelled. Well, it did. I mean, I've never been disappointed other than Marvel's... Oh God, Avengers, Mightiest Heroes, where they ended it off with Galactus.
Yeah, and that getting cancelled, and Silver Surfer.
Just give me a noose and I'll hang myself. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, in that case, if there's anything you guys think that we have missed, then please feel free to leave it down in the comments and we will try and get back to you as soon as we can. But yeah, I enjoyed it, the show.
Yeah, I did as well.
In that case, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And we will catch you all in the next two-parter next week, 3 and 4 of the episodes.
Yes.
Cool. In that case, see you then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Ta-da!